I am a guy who doesn't know much about D&D, which must be shocking news to you if you've listened to Dungeons and Dickheads, but brace yourself, we are not actually a professional outfit. But you know what I do know about? G1 Transformers, more specifically, the bad boys of wrecking up the joint, the lads of levering jabronis, the boys of summer, the Dinobots. So how am I going to shoehorn this niche interest into a niche hobby I know nothing about? Well, let's get tenuous with what class in D&D would each of the Dinobots play, but like just the main lads. So not Paddles, Grimmaster, Scar, Slash, Raptorica, Snapbeak, Clanky, Sneer, Snipe, Snub, and Jawbreaker. Even though most of them are really cool, I just can't be bothered. And absolutely not the Bayverse freaks. They can get in a bin that's then sealed and dumped in the Mariana Trench. Just Grimlock, Sludge, Swoop, Snarl, and Slug. Yes, his name's Slug. It's been a decade. Just grow up, mate. First up, my low-key favourite, Swoop. I'm calling him Swoop, not Dive Bomb. Dive Bomb is a prick, and I will tell his mum if he kicks off about it. Swoop's a lovely lad, ain't he? Positive and chipper as he flies about the gaff, having a daft laugh in the sky, shitting on statues or whatever he gets up to in his free time. That's his business, mate, and frankly, keep your nose out. He has legs for days and a big red hat and transforms into a pterodon. And you must always knock before going into the toilet when he's about because he has a silent P. Silent P. Pterodon, spelled with a P. I reckon he would be a bard because he would look really cool with one of those little guitars. Next up is Sludge. Look at the size of this lad. Not a single thought in his head, and most famous for being slapped so hard in the movie his eyes popped out like a French cartoon skunk seeing a black cat with some paint on it. Let's be honest, he ain't smart, just stomping about the place like a sentient killdozer. Remember in the comic when that robot lady pulled her face off and scared the piss out of him? That gave me all sorts of nightmares. Anyway, a nice guy who turns into an Apatosaurus, but don't take financial advice from him. He would play as Colonel Mustard from Cluedo because he had no idea what's going on, and after 5 minutes he would flip the table and kick it into the sun. Third is Snarl. Snarl is a right miserable bastard. The guy doesn't care or like you. He is just hanging about because he can't be bothered to leave. He is unhappy, unsociable, and a loner, and I've never felt more represented. Most famous for being hoofed in the arse by Devastator that one time and using his tail as a hairdryer. Not really much else to say about him. He didn't really do much, but he transforms into a Stegosaurus, which is a pretty sweet dinosaur, so he's got that going for him. He would choose to play as a barbarian class, but he would be a proper prick about it. Now it's Slug's turn. Yes, Slug. His name's Slug. I don't care what you call him, but his name is Slug. Now that's settled. Slug is like a member of a boy band that's all surly and drives about on a motorcycle. He is a right nasty bastard. He proper hates Optimus Prime, and frankly, I don't blame him. That big red bull bag can piss off. He is basically the dinosaur version of that guy in the pub who will accuse you of spilling his pint and staring at his wife before you've even taken your coat off. He needs to settle down, go play the quiz machine. I'm pretty sure Slug is second in command, that or he jumped right in Grimlock's grave when he got squashed by Triptychon, but the other lads weren't that fussed, so probably the former. That said, he did do the funniest bit in the movie when he twatted down the door on a Sharkticon's head and said excuse me, which is a little out of character, so I'm just going to assume he said it to be a dick. Slug transforms into a Triceratops and once set Unicron's arse on fire. I reckon he would play D&D as a fighter because in the words of YouTuber Better Than Me Gav from TRDQ, he is a right bad bastard. Lastly, we have Grimlock, who I have cunningly left till last because he's the only one anyone cares about, and my bet is you couldn't be bothered to click around the video till his face popped up. Grimlock is the undisputed leader of the Dinobots. He is, according to a reliable source, no bozo, he king. He once saved the universe by putting a machine made by a little boggling guy in reverse. He looks dapper in a little dicky bow, and he's most happy listening to old war stories like a big metal Lenny. He once kicked a god so hard in his arse that he gave him a second shitter, and he even beat the piss out of Optimus a few times, but decided he couldn't be arsed with being a leader. But by God, if he ever got his hands on Prowl, he would rip his head off and use it to bludgeon someone else to death. He hates that guy. I love his daft little face. Did you know I've got a Grimlock tattoo? Well, I do, and that makes me cooler than you. Anyway, everyone knows Grimlock transforms into a T-Rex, but you didn't know he would play a Ranger class in D&D, did you? Well, now you do. So that's the list. Do you agree? Disagree? Want to chime in with your ideas? Then go for it in the comments section. And whilst you're writing an essay telling me how wrong I am, why not download my D&D podcast, Dungeons and Dickheads? It's available on all the normal podcast places, and it's really good, according to some very smart people. Okay, thank you, bye.